Well, it seems like you had so much fun on Monday that you came back for a video on Wednesday. That's awesome. I really like this picture. I don't know why, I just do. Anyway, today we're going to be talking about analyzing functions. It's pretty crazy exciting. I'm excited for it. Um, all right, let's dive in. Okay, this first slide, this is where you're going to put your answers about the article you read. So remember, you're supposed to there were two articles on inverse functions. You're supposed to read them depending on what letter of the alphabet your last name starts with. And you're supposed to, one, tell us what important math was discussed in the article. Two, what teaching methods, if any, were presented in the article. And three, would you use the information from the article in your teaching? And of course, it has to be applicable. The content has to be applicable, and then yes or no and why. So this is what you, this is you. I don't know where to put myself. Let's put myself back down here. Looking great right there. All right. So in your day 11 worksheet, you can type all this in. That would be a super awesome sauce. Okay, here's a warm up, and you can read it. As I've tutored over the years, kids like in Algebra 2 and pre-calculus and even calculus are like, I don't know how to find domain and range because they haven't had a chance to think about it. So where might the students' difficulty lie, and how are you going to help them and address their misconception and gaps in the knowledge about domain? So on the slides, I don't know which one this one is. What the slide 2, I guess. Go ahead and fill in your answers. You'll figure it out. You're a smart bunch. I'm not a smart bunch. All right. Okay, on this slide, wow, the evil vertical line test, so evil. Because if you ask anybody, hey man, how do you know something's a function? Everyone will scream, vertical line test, vertical line test, and that's beautiful. Vertical line test is helpful, but how is it helpful? Who knows? Well, I have got two graphic displays here. I got a little graphy graph here, looks like a cubic. And this graph over here looks like a rotation about point, we'll call it A, just for funsies. Okay. Obviously, it doesn't even matter. This one could be the pre-image. This one could be the image. And since all of you have taken geometry, you know what's required for a rotation of a figure about a point. Now, so both of these I would propose to you represent functions. And now we're all screaming vertical line test. And so I'm just going to pick one. I'm going to do this line here. And I'm going to do my best to stay on the line, although I can't promise anything. Because I got an F in coloring, but not drawn to scale. As you can see right about here, it touches the graph just once. And if we move this horizontal line that way, we would see, or not horizontal line, scratch that, reverse it. This vertical line, we move it that way, we would see that the vertical line only touches this graph in one spot, no matter where I am. And then that gets us all giddy, because that must mean this is a function. Let's call this one g of x. I think this g is much better than the g in the last video. All right, now over here, I'm going to take my vertical line and I'm going to throw it onto this graph here, this graphical representation, and uh-oh, right there and right there, it hits it twice. And according to every freshman, sophomore, junior, senior in high school, and what they say, oh, we got a problem. Because the vertical line cannot hit the graph twice. And yet I've hit it twice. World's coming to an end. Okay. Now I propose to you that graph B is still a graph. And so I need you to think about this vertical line and what is it doing and where is it appropriate to use and where is it not appropriate to use. You can also think of domain and range for both of these graphical representations, geometric representations, if you will. And in there, as you think of the domain and range, you might find an answer to help you justify why both of these are functions and when the vertical line test is appropriate. That was really fun to draw all over that. Okay, right now you're supposed to pause your video after I give you the instructions. I want you to list as many functions from high school mathematics that have real numbers as its domain and its codomain or range. Okay, you can pause it. Pause it now. I don't know, you didn't know that I wasn't paused. So fill those in. Fill those in on your worksheet that you're working on. Just think of as many as you can. Don't make up some. And don't say linear, quadratic, cubic, quartic, quintic. Don't do that. Just say polynomial. Say linear and polynomial. There you go. And there's a whole bunch left that you need to figure out. Fill them in. Now, one of the reasons why I'm having you fill in these functions is because a major chunk of the high school curriculum is focused on analyzing these functions that have real numbers as their domain and their range. And so here I broke rule number 28 of making good PowerPoint slides. This is way too small. But I put these same questions, these same areas of focus in the Word document in here for week or for day 11. Can't remember I named it. I think I named it Bill, but probably something like analyzing functions. I don't know. Analyzing functions worksheet. I don't know. I can't remember, but you'll figure it out. You're like, come on, let's get on with it. Anyway, these are all questions that are asked in high school mathematics that are focused on analyzing and understanding functions that have real numbers in their domain and range. So now what I want you to do is take either look at those with your super eyes and read them, or you can get the document out and look at them too. But what I want you to do is for each of these items in the real function analysis, describe in high school mathematics where you would address the content. So obviously one of them is going to be domain. Which high school class and which content in the high school class talks about domain. Okay? And then do the rest for all the rest of the questions. And really push yourself. See how many classes and content areas within the classes that you can get. Okay. I'm doing that to get you to think about the math content that's being taught in the high schools. Let's see, we're in October, November. So in 3 months, you're going to be a teacher. Awesome. So it's time to start thinking about it. Okay, now that you've thought about all these, where are they taught? What are they asking for? Now we're going to practice. Practice analyzing a function. I want you to choose a function that you would see at your clinical site and analyze that function. I want you to challenge yourself. So don't do constant function. Try to stay away from linear functions. Maybe start at quadratic functions if you're in Algebra 1. Who knows? But pick a function that's at your clinical site, and that could include geometric functions. And I want you to analyze it. So for every characteristic they list on the sheet, I want you to analyze it. And that'll take care of your worksheet. Once you've got all that done, you're going to submit that in Canvas. and that will be awesome sauce. Next time I see you, I'm going to be live and in person. So excited. Maybe I'll have some hot sauce that's like super hot, because in Reno, that seems like a place you could get super hot sauce. Although I will not offer it to you because that is mean. All right, have a great weekend. Catch you on the flip flop.